Hey all, and this is the Test of Mettle event. This is a Water Commander event and Beast Killer. So I made up a few teams. The first one's for the Crusade, then one for the bosses. Now originally I was going to use this for the bosses, but I tested my Slayer team on the guild bosses, and well, this was hitting way harder than any of my Commander teams. So yeah, my Slayer team has basically become the best team for the bosses during this event. Anyway, let's talk through the teams. Let's start with the first team for the Crusade. So basically, this is just a random selection of cards, if I'm being honest, starting with Enigmas of Yggdrasil. This upgrades all water power gems by 2 ranks, making it pretty good. It also cleanses enemy debuffs, so that's something to bear in mind if you're having this card on the team. Trojan Lovers. This has always been a good card, mainly because it increases Water Commander damage by 120%. So if you do have Helen of Troy, which is one of the cards to make up this ultimate form, that also has the 120% buff on it as well. It might be worth considering using on the team if you're struggling for ideas. Uprising Coven. This is the main hitting card, increases self-damage by 200%. Now I have this on the Crusade team, even though I probably shouldn't. I should consider swapping this for another card. This is more for the bosses. Black Flag Marauders. Creates a lot of power gems and upgrades as well, always making it pretty good. And Surging Seas. This is the ultimate form that has the killer skill for this event, Beast Killer. It's quite an old one, but it's still okay. And it does, I believe, have a damage boost of 100%. So yeah, that's just for the Crusade. I may swap cards around. Like for example, Trojan Lovers, Uprising Coven, just to get through the waves a bit quicker. Then the relics are just my best relics, basically. My best Water Commander relics, so nothing too exciting to talk about here. There we go. Just scroll through them all. These are quite high level relics, but only generally 1 pink star on them. It's quite difficult to upgrade relics, as you likely all know. Now moving on to the bosses team, I've put Holiday Saints and Tundral Trackers on the team. Holiday Saints boosts up the next water hero by 500%. Let's just bring that card up. Here we go. You can see here, gives the next water hero to activate their battle skill a 500% damage buff. And then Tundral Trackers, this has a decent damage increase, which is why it's on the team. I believe it's under the passive. Yeah, 75% increase to Water Commander damage. And the other 3 cards I've already mentioned. But yeah, this is just to try and make Uprising Coven do as much damage as possible, basically. Okay, so moving on to the relics. These are basically just my best relics, but this time I have Shield Breaker relics. I did actually get a rare relic from tier 1 of the vault, believe it or not. So I was able to make the ultimate relic for a relatively inexpensive price. This also has Cater's bow on the team. This has 2 pink stars on the bow. The main reason this is on the team is because it has that percentage increase to attack. You can see there, 47.1%. Yeah, the last 2 relics are the Shield Breaker relics. Breaks 2 beast shields plus 1 per Water Commander ultimate hero. And this relic just to finish off the shields to make sure I've broken all of them. So yeah, that's what I was originally using for the bosses, but it's nowhere near as good as my Slayer team, so we'll move across to that. Now this was basically an idea. If I had the Freedom Flyers, I would try this, but I don't, so I can't really do too much about it. It's only really a template as well. I would use Holiday Saints and Metaverse Master to try and boost up Freedom Flyers to do as much damage as possible, basically. It's something you can try. You could even try High Performance Unit Area since it is an immortal killer card. See what sort of damage you can get out of that. Now my test team, this is the best hitting team out of all the teams I've shown you. It also requires a few turns though to get working, but since this is Commander, it doesn't really matter. You start off by using Metaverse Masters. This creates a bunch of dark power gems on the board. Then after that, you should have enough to use Area. You take a hit, it removes all the debuffs, then you just go left to right basically. Holiday Saints, Metaverse Masters, Sovereigns of the Dance. Well, you can't use Area again, but then Masters of the Valiants. If you do have a better Water Slayer Beast Killer card than this, you should be able to make a better team. But this is the only one I have, unfortunately, so I kind of have to use that. But yeah, Holiday Saints, already spoken about, gives the next water hero to activate their battle skill a 500% damage buff. Sovereigns of the Dance, this is the key card to this team. Converts, then creates power gems and increases self damage by 300%. So basically, yeah, similar to the Commander team, the idea is to try and get Sovereigns of the Dance to do as much damage as possible. But yeah, in testing, this was doing more than my Commander teams. So this is what I will be using for the bosses in future. Then for the relics, just enough to break all the shields. Unfortunately, this time around I need off-colour relics, but I may swap that around. I may put a Dark Commander relic on the team instead. Right, so that's the teams I'm using. Hopefully that's given you a few ideas. As you may have heard in previous videos, I can't really do too much with the Vault anymore due to the changes they have made. Let's get on with the event. Here we go. Alright, so here we go with the Crusade. I'm going to be hitting the Umbral map as always. And as with previous events, I always go down to the Adventurers first. See if there's anyone suitable before using one of my friends or guildmates. This card is okay. I'll go ahead and use this. Right, so Crusade is relatively quick. The only problem is the bosses can slow it down a little bit. I may mix around with this team though, change up the cards, see if I can get something better than this. I think you need to use quite a few cards to start with though, especially as there's a boss, so let's try that. See what sort of damage that does. You can see that's pretty low in all fairness, considering I used all the cards except for Uprising Coven, but now the damage should be a bit better. I think you do need to use this card for all the bosses. 3-turn cooldown, but yeah, the damage has gone way up on the second turn. So yeah, I think the thing to do is use all the cards to start with, no matter what you have, and then just plough through if using a team similar to this. The damage is low right at the start. You can see now, though, the damage is pretty decent. It's ploughing through. So again, repeat the process. Use all the cards. Actually, no, I'm not going to use the first card this time around. I'll just try with this, I think. Yeah, there we go. That's more than enough damage. But yeah, that seems to be the method with this team. Use everything on the very first wave. Then after that, you should be able to hit through. Now, this is the enemy that gives the solo bosses. If you can't defeat solo bosses, beware of the Juggernauts. Luckily I can. My Slayer team rips through them. You will see me testing in the guild boss section of the video. I use my commander team for the solo boss though. Right, and there we go. That's the Crusade done. There we go. I have a solo boss up as well, but I'm now going to fight a solo boss I got earlier on in the event. Alright, so here we have a solo boss. It's still pretty early on in the event. So these bosses have Vessel and Power Gem Silence. You're going to either need a counter card or a cleanse card, like Upraising Coven. The problem is, sometimes both of these debuffs hit one of your cards. Uprising Coven only removes one of the debuffs. In most situations, it doesn't cause too many problems, but you will see what I mean as I fight the boss. Right, so here we go. You just have to be a bit careful if using this team as to which card the debuffs hit, basically. Unfortunately, this isn't a turn 0 deck. You can see both of the debuffs have hit Trojan Lovers, so now I can't really use that card. Power Gem Silence is still on that card after the cleanse, so now I'm going to need to wait before I can start doing decent damage, I would have thought. There we go, 2.4 Q without Trojan Lovers boost. I'll just wait again and see which cards are hit, basically. So yeah, it sort of relies on luck. In this situation coming up, though, Power Gem Silence will disappear, and now I can use all of the cards. That's always good. So here we go. Let's just go left to right with this team. That's a pretty decent grid. It's a bit weird. It's created two sort of sections to it. I'm not sure what sort of damage that would do. Well, that's not bad. 10.1 Q. That's defeated the boss. But yeah, that gives you an idea of how to use this team and what sort of damage it can do. It will be better to test this on the guild bosses, though. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so here we go. The guild bosses. That will allow me to test my team a bit better. I don't really have too much else other than the team you saw over here. The team here needs the Freedom Flyers and a slight adjustment to really work. Since I never got that card, I can't really do too much with this team. Let's go ahead and hit it with the boss's team again. As a rule, this team seems to get stronger as the battle progresses. You probably saw in the last battle against the solo boss, the damage was much lower at the start than it was as the battle progresses. So this could be an awkward situation. Oh no, it's taken away Power Gem Silence, that's good. Normally it takes away Vessel, so it's good to see that. And then only 1.6 Q. Yeah, it's not mega damage, is it? It's okay, but not spectacular. Right, so that's okay. It's only hit the one card. I may experiment with this team and try a few other cards on the team. This is the best team I've made up so far out of my cards I actually have, though. If I had the event ultimate form, this would probably hit a little bit harder, but I don't think the damage will be that much higher, to be honest. It'll definitely improve it a bit, since this card has a boost to damage, I think 100%. It doesn't show if you press it, but it's definitely there. Yeah, I think I'm going to quit out at this point. I'm going to have a look around and try something else, I think. See if I can come up with anything better than this. Let's go ahead and quit out. I've decided I'm going to try my Slayer team. I wasn't sure what I was going to do here, but I'm curious to see if this does more damage. So let's give this a go. Right, so you've probably seen something similar to this used in previous videos. This is a good team. No idea if this is going to work or not. However, with area, at least I can remove the annoying debuffs, basically. Plus there's a counter on Power Gem Silence. So yeah, I think this is the first time I've actually tried a Slayer team during a Commander event. It might work. Right, well this should be fun. Let's see what happens. Something like that. Let's give this a go. Here we go. Damage is... Oh! Oh, I wasn't expecting... Oh my goodness, look at that compared to my Commander team. Okay, that was totally unexpected. Okay, so Slayer is the way to go. Right. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting that to do maybe 2 to 3 Q, but yeah. There's no point in even using my Commander team for the bosses. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I wasn't expecting anywhere near that. No Commander gems or anything. Right. Let's see what it does this time. Yeah, still way higher than what my Commander team is doing. I think we can quit out at this point. We have established that the Slayer team is the way to go for the guild bosses, and I will be using this on the solo bosses as well. Alright, so here we go with the event rewards. I am in Emperors. I basically didn't play the last event at all. I had more fun not playing the event than actually playing it. So yeah, that's exactly what I did. I didn't play it at all. Anyway, it looks like you should be getting Orbs of EXP, but when you press the collection... Yeah, it's potions. Yeah, a bit disappointing. We should be getting better collections than this. There's one Orb of EXP in this collection, but would have been nice if the whole collection was Orbs of EXP. Anyway, I might as well just claim all of this. Here we go. Yeah, lots of potions, a few Wisp core shards. Nothing of major excitement though. You can get potions really easily just from crusading, so yeah. You do have the Orb of EXP gifts in the Guild Supremacy collection. Just have to be careful though, if you change guilds, you can't get any gifts whatsoever, including the ones from the guild rewards. Let's go and finish off over here. Right, so this is what we have available on this page. Half the coins for one of the cards, but I don't need this deck. My Slayer deck is doing the business. So let's go ahead and claim the random 6-star hero. What are we going to get? Anything of interest? I think that's the main hero, actually. That's a pretty decent card to get, I guess. Then it's worth having a look to see what it is this time around. I believe it's going to be a Warden of some sort. One of those new Vanguard Wardens. Burst Brimstone Blighter. Interesting name. It increases self-damage, so it's almost like it's some sort of hitting card, even though it's a Vanguard. So I think these Vanguards can be used outside of GVG based on some of the battle skills they have. Yeah, I've not really done too much with Vanguards yet. I would like to upgrade one to see what it's like to fight against. And we do also have this new Ultimate Warden feature. Now, there is an Ultimate Warden Vault. You can get one of these for free. Well, you should have one in your mailbox for free. You get one Warden. Now, since I've not really focused too much on this, I can't say too much, but the Ultimate Wardens kind of look like Ultimate Forms as well, which is kind of weird. They have similar sort of battle skills. Like, for example, this one you've probably seen. It's very similar looking to an older Ultimate form. So yeah, these cards might be useful elsewhere, even if you can't make the Warden, just something to bear in mind. So in order to get these Wardens, or in order to get extra Wardens, you do have to go to the store. The Ultimate Warden pack here. Then if you scroll down, tier 6 that has an Ultimate Vault token. So yeah, it's going to cost you a lot of gems if you want another token, unfortunately. It's definitely not something I will even be considering, since I'm very limited for how many gems I can gain, even though I still have a decent amount. So let's have a look at the news feed, then I'll have a look at the Ultimate form itself. This just talks about the new Ultimate Warden Riptide battle skill. Flatline and deflect. Sounds like what the Riptide does. Interesting, you have to collect all the Ultimate Wardens, so yeah, you're going to be spending like £500 worth of gems to try and get this done. Definitely not something I will even be considering. Then this is just the event lineup here. There we go, and then the free event deck thing, that's only for VIP players that return to the game. I would totally ignore that. GVG adjustments though, I can't say what this actually really does, as I've only done one battle, but we will see after the first match. It says winning a match has a higher weight on the point total than in the past. So yeah, you just want to win as many matches as possible by the looks of it. And then the event ultimate form, you can see here I did 3 tiers of the vault because I got a rare relic on tier 1. Here is the ultimate form. Increases water commander damage by 130% now and for the next turn. That's the biggest selling feature. I think even with this card on the team though, it wouldn't do as much damage as my Slayer team, so there's no real reason to even consider going for this ultimate form. Well, not in my situation anyway. But if you did want just one of the cards, you should get the one with the damage buff, the 130% damage buff, since that's actually, I think, the highest, or Trojan Lovers might have been 140% actually, but yeah, it's still a pretty high damage buff, and that's the main selling feature of the deck, in my opinion. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope that was helpful. As always, if you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this video, please let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to help. If you did enjoy this video, leaving a like and subscribing is always appreciated. Thank you to those that have already subscribed. There's a few other videos on the screen you may enjoy as well. Feel free to check those out if you want to do so. And thanks for watching.